I'm going to say something out loud that scares me a little. So here's the idea. I want to start a YouTube live twice a week on the days of the Sorrowful Mysteries, so Tuesday and Friday. And I want to pray the Rosary with a lot of people, eventually thousands, specifically for Nigeria at the moment, but at large also for Europe and America. And this is not because I think I am the right person to lead it, but because our world is in cruel need of what Saint Padre Pio rightfully called the weapon of our time. And let me tell you why this is the most powerful weapon we have historically against the suppression attempts of the Christian kingdom. In 1571, Pope Pius V called all Christians of Europe to pray the Rosary for the victory of the battle against the Turks that took place on the coasts of Greece. At that time, there were a lot of corruption also within the church. So the Pope tried to convince the Holy Roman Empire and France to fight with him against the upcoming invasion, which they knew would be greatly outnumbered. And the Holy Roman Empire and France both refused for many reasons, a lot of them quite shady, not gonna lie. But this, by the way, highlights a very important point. Whenever the Christian kingdom is in dire need of saints, God makes sure he raises the right people for the job. Pope Pius V's predominant virtue was zeal for the kingdom of Christ, against an enemy that actually took advantage of the division within the Christian kingdom and attacked Malta. We have the same common enemy today, but in another form. Back then, it was the Ottoman Empire, which is not a great appellation either. Simplifies historical and political context, but that's a video for another time. The battle was later known as the Battle of Lepanto. The Spanish Empire, Venice, etc., against the Ottoman Empire with its allies. So Pope Pius V urged Europe to pray the Rosary simultaneously as a massive spiritual campaign to the military conflict. Confraternities, laymen, religious orders all had processions in the streets of Rome, and rosaries were distributed to every sailor of the Holy League. And before the battle, the entire fleet kneeled down to pray. According to tradition, the battle began on the morning of October 7th, and the wind was favoring the Ottoman fleet, blowing directly against Christian ships. And as the soldiers and sailors continued to pray, the wind suddenly shifted. So the same God who parted the sea for his people was also present at the Battle of Lepanto. So the sudden shift in the wind blinded the Ottoman fleets with smokes from the Christian cannons blowing directly in their faces, which gave the Holy League a tactical momentum to breach the lines. By the end, 7,500 Christians were lost, compared to between 20 to 30,000 of the enemy. 10 plus thousands Christians that were chained below decks were freed. And this is how the Feast of Our Lady of Victory, later called Our Lady of the Rosary, was originally instituted. It was not celebrated church-wide yet. That had to wait until 1716 when Pope Clement XI in modern-day Serbia also won a great victory. That is why October is the month of the Rosary, and also one of the reasons why Catholics believe it is such a strong weapon, because historically, gathering to pray together in that way has made huge changes in the course of history. Not much of the mass media or Christians are talking about what is happening in Nigeria and in countries where Christians are heavily persecuted. So this is more than just praying together. I really want to bring as many people together as possible twice a week online and take those 15 minutes to pray for our brothers and sisters together. And we need thousands of us. We need unity more than ever, Christians. We need to wake up to what is happening, do whatever we can to help the current situation. So this new thing I'm creating will be called Our Lady's Holy League. Now you know the story, the reference to Pope Pius V's efforts and victory And our patron saints for this spiritual and prayerful campaign will be Saint Joan of Arc, Saint Pope Pius V, and Saint Michael the Archangel. We will be asking for them specifically to pray with us at every rosary session. I'm extremely nervous about this, I'm not going to lie. It is not at all something I thought I would feel the need to set up. But if you feel called to join, please do. Subscribe to Our Lady's Holy League's YouTube channel, follow the Instagram page. I will also be creating rosaries with Saint Joan of Arc, Saint Pope Pius V, and Saint Michael the Archangel. More infos on that will be coming soon. And the rosaries will be streamed at 9 p.m. Center European time. I know a lot of people are following from America, so I've tried to find a time step that would fit a little bit both. So I hope as many as possible will be able to join this initiative. This translates roughly to 12 or 3 o'clock, depending on where you are in America. And those lives will be kept short so that people who are working can go back to work right away and we in Europe can go sleep. So yeah, let's do this together, guys. I'm just coming with the initiative, but I'm just a girl needing thousands of us Catholics devoted to praying, supporting the political efforts done by incredible Christians to support our brothers and sisters that are most in need. So yeah, that's probably the moment where I have to say subscribe, join the league. Let's go, team.